The RSA, a real test for the horses. This is what makes Cheltenham Cheltenham for me. You've got to be a tough, gutsy fighter to win this. This really is just about my favourite race of the festival. That's what we said last year, Bill, when we did this. We said the best horse doesn't necessarily win. It's the fighter in there. Black Lion, he was the toughest. He wanted to win the most. And that is why when I look at this year, my biggest position on any horse in any races, I want to be against Might Bite. Why on earth it's not running in the JLT, I have no idea. A 3-1 favourite that looks lunacy to me. A flashy, quick type who's done his winning at Doncaster on a flat track. The incident at Kempton will live long in the memory for many, I would have thought. But
and for him.
Yeah, poor old Might Bite. I would have thought not so much Darryl, but there's no question he's a brilliant horse. We'd all love to own this horse. I'm just saying, for me, he's running in completely the wrong race. I want to look for those two tough horses in there that can really put him under pressure. And I thought Eddie Harty's Coney Island looks a cracking each way bet at 7-1 to me. And the other one, I never thought I'd hear myself say this. I thought Whisper was gone 18 months ago. I would have been tired. It was this absolute waste of time plodding around Newbury getting battered. He is a revelation. He's got Davy Russell on his back, who's a genius as well. He's been to Cheltenham. I think it's like 3 of his last 4 starts have been at Cheltenham. He's won there the last twice. And at 12-1, he's a classy horse as well as a gutsy one. And they would be my 2 against the field. But I'm desperate to take this favourite on. Luke?
Well, look, he's obviously very, very talented.
I
would imagine he needed psychiatric help after Kempton, because that was one of the worst falls you'll ever see. Do you know, the way he jumped at Doncaster, I was surprised how brave he was. Yeah. But he didn't jump dissimilar to how Justice Hill used to jump, just jumping so high.
There's insulting people.
Look, I don't know. I'm sure they'll carry on schooling him. If he could put everything together, I think he's the best horse in the race. I really do. The 2 that stand out for me, Disco, I was particularly impressed with the way he jumped last time. He's a horse that likes to go forward. He's got plenty of ability, and there is a little bit of dig in the ground. And I hate to disagree with you. I've never agreed with you. But Whisper, I watched him run first time over fences at Exeter, and I thought, oh, what a disaster. He didn't like it. He had 2 years out. I don't know what he was doing. But he's back with a bang. And I think 12-1 that he is, as we stand here, 2 or 3 weeks away from the festival, is insulting. Yeah, I think it'd be half that price.
Well, so when you get out of here, all your millions go smashing it up round Lambo. I expect to see it about 8 across the board.
But it's about, isn't it, Bill? It's about the horses that have got the guts, as Luke was saying, that Black Line. And, you just want something.
The key, a horse that jumps and a horse that stays. And the problem with a lot of the horses you mentioned is whether they stay. And it's 3 miles plus up a hill at Cheltenham, having battled from a long way out. The worry that I have with some of the horses you mentioned, Coney Island being one. I love Coney Island. I think he'll win the JLT if he runs, but I think he might get beaten in the RSA chase if he runs here. He got beaten over 3 miles in Ireland over Christmas, and Eddie Harty came out straight away and said, I think it was the trip that beat him. That for me is a worry when you go to an RSA, because this is uphill. He's got a stiffer finish here at Cheltenham. That's a worry there. Disco, another one. The connections there immediately nominate the JLT.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
And you worry when they nominate JLT, they think that he doesn't stay. They might all end up here on default because it looks a weaker race. Tyler and I were at Nicky Henderson's press day this morning, and he said he's
not get the invite?
No, I didn't get the invite.
He said that actually...
Keeping all that red wine for himself.
I didn't get it either. It must be the name.
He was actually leaning towards this race with Whisper, but he said he had to discuss it with the owners and the connections.
Sorry, this race as opposed to
the JLT.
Right,
his main target is supposed to be the JLT. So he's another one who...
you go to Nigel's and I'll nip up there and we'll talk to both.
But again, you've got Davy Russell, a kind of maestro at kidding a horse round, playing the stamina card.
He's been the making of this horse, hasn't
100%. And Nicky said that this morning. He said that they get on so well, they're an amazing partnership. But again, I question jumping the last, running up the hill over an extended 3 miles where he'll stay. I agree with Luke about Might Bite. I think he has the class, he ticks the class box, but does he tick the stamina box? I'm not sure. Does he tick the jumping box? I'm not sure. For me, I don't like horses that are that brave. I think at Cheltenham is a dangerous place to be that brave. The one horse that I really like in this race is Royal Vacation. I think he's the forgotten horse. He's just not good enough. So many
He'd have got
horses.
lapped by though, wouldn't he?
So many horses that win this race aren't good enough on paper, but they have guts. They handle the track and they stay. He handles the track. He won a decent handicap there last time. He's getting better with each start, and he's really tough. And the one thing I wonder here is that if he jumps the last within hailing distance of any of this lot, who will want it more? We had it last year with Black Lion. Who will stick their neck out? I think it's him. I think at 14s, he's a great each way bet.
Bill, your original Twitter handle was, you used to call yourself Mr. RSA, didn't you? Or was that just around the house in front of the kids?
Just with you, Luke.
Right, just with me. Just on our weekends away. Tanya, RSA.
I totally agree with Bill. I mean, Royal Vacation. Yeah, I do adore Might Bite, but the frailties with his jumping does worry me, and his speed worries me as well, because you don't need speed for this race. You just need, I think, fluency is the key here. And Royal Vacation's had 6 races over the bigger obstacles. He's won 3 of them, albeit one of them rather fortuitously. But since then, the Cheltenham run that he won, where he wound it up from about 3 out, asked the remainder of the field questions, come and get me.
Decent money for him that day as well,
this is my course, this is what suits me, grinding out, and he just pulled further clear. And I just don't think there'll be any surprise if he replicates that, because as Bill said, you don't have to be the best rated. Well, quite often it isn't the best rated, it's the ones that can actually get round and can deal with this stamina sapping event. I get where everyone's coming from with Whisper. He's been brilliant this year and he loves the course. 9 races around the course have resulted in 4 wins. And also, how about Acapella Bourgeois, who ran a blinder at Nav? And you've got to give a mention to him. Even if you think that was a
routing, it's
going to be a different run race to what happens at Cheltenham. You have to mention Acapella Bourgeois, but I'll be in the Royal Vacation camp.
Yeah, just on Acapella Bourgeois, impressive. Did he steal it? Did he not? Did he nick it from the front? The one other Irish horse you've got to mention is Alpha de Zobo. Yeah. Because Mouse Morris is a genius, and it's not great coming to Cheltenham on the back of a burst blood vessel, but this was a horse that was second to Thistlecrack in the World Hurdle last year. He's got bundles of class, will run well fresh. If the ground comes up good on the day, Alpha de Zobo is a definite player if he's lining up.
Right, selection time. I'm massively against the favourite, made that clear. My bet would be Whisper, and I think the danger's Coney Island. Luke.
Well, I'm going.
As
I said, if you don't mind taking a chance, I think Might Bite's the best horse in the race. But I hate it again. I'm agreeing with you. I'm going Whisper. Madness.
I'm going Royal Vacation. I'd say about Coney Island, I would make Coney Island the bet of the entire festival in the JLT if he lined up.
So
but I wouldn't like him
now
here.
I have to go to the Henderson yard, you have to go to Twist and Davis yard, but you've got the bag, you've got to get on the plane and go to the Harsty yard. You can afford it, is right. Tanya, selection.
Royal Vacation.
Royal Vacation. Well, that's the RSA. You know where we are. We're on the rails. We're in the ring. Please come and see us at the festival.